Hello there, traveler. I am Lord Squarespacius, and I am here to offer you an unbeatable, unmatchable, unparalleled, sensational opportunity to expand your presence across the World Wide Web. Do you require a website to share and sell your wares? Are you afraid of the complications that come with designing your own website? Well, I have good news for you. With Squarespace's easy-to-use templates, you can design whatever your heart desires in only minutes, even if you have no proficiency bonus in coding or web design. Head to Squarespace using the link in my description and start your free trial. And then, when you are ready to unleash your powerful new website, use the code BlackMagicCraft to save 10% on your first domain or website.
Well, I didn't really have much to say going through this section of build because realistically, it was a lot of the same steps I've already done on the other parts. Cutting a bunch of angles and wall sections and gluing them together. There were a few key decisions I had to make during this stage of the build, mainly the overall height. I never wanted this to be so tall that it would be sitting on the floor for gameplay because I'm an old man and I'm not going to want to crouch over to play like that. I want it to be able to be put on a table and be really high, but still reachable by most people. How high is it? I gotta go get a tape measure. 52 inches. or 4'4". That's pretty high. Another big decision I made was to lay individual bricks on the top floor here. Everything else up to this point has been kind of just like flat stone, which is a lot faster to do. But now that I have this main structure done, I'm feeling more comfortable with going in and doing more time-consuming details. Now, I want to also put that brickwork down on this lower section, and that's going to take a lot of time. That's going to be a lot of bricks. And now that I have this top done, I really like these pointy spike bits, and I want to make some more of them in maybe like different sizes or slightly different shapes for the various levels. Like probably not this big, because if they're too big and pointy, it'll be really hard to reach in and play with minis. Possibly I'll do something on these levels, but again, it has to be something that keeps them usable. One component I'll still need to build are some ramps going up to this. I was thinking either 4 ramps, working their way up to here, or one large stepped one. I'm not sure yet, but there will be something. Those ramp sections will be able to be used on their own. And that's the other thing, is that this will be able to be used in separate parts. Like this top piece on its own is a perfectly fine bit of terrain to use. And I don't know if everybody realized this or not in the last video, but when this one comes off, I'm basically left with like a gladiatorial arena, which is a great piece of terrain on its own. And when I get to doing the brickwork in here, I'll probably also finish this to look like ground cover so that, on its own, it is a finished piece of terrain. I'll just have to figure out how to work in this ring that blocks this section in. I also have to make a decision at some point, probably at the end, right before paint, as to whether or not I want to put any damage on this. Like right now it's pretty clean, which I like, but I might want to go through and, chip corners, break some columns, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to leave that to the very end to decide. Now, thinking more about the purpose of this piece and how it can be used. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of RPG one-shot adventures that could be run on it. I think it would be worthwhile to write like an Idols of Torment scenario to play on it. Something for conventions, like a big show-stoppy sort of thing. But I mentioned before using it as a miniature display. What might make all of this really worthwhile in terms of my time spent is if I were to use this as a display for the Idols of Torment models when we eventually get booths at conventions. The thing is, that game has 8 orders or factions, and this section of tower has 8 sides, so I could display each one in a section. The issue with that is that some of the models are quite large. They're 32mm scale models, and some of them have like big wings and weapons and whatnot. A couple of them, like 3 or 4 out of the whole set, don't fit comfortably within these levels. Had I made this intentionally for that purpose, I would have made these a little bit higher. However, if I decide I'm going to do some damage on this thing, then what I'll do is just decide where those particular models sit and break out some sections to allow their big demon wings and swords and weapons and whatnot to fit. Next time around, I'm going to get into some of that detail work, probably on the base. But yeah, there's detail work all over this thing, and then the ramps, and then painting. The painting is the thing that I'm not looking forward to on this, just because it's so big. And there's so many nooks and crannies. I hope you enjoyed this video and have been enjoying this series. The response from a lot of the commenters has warmed my heart, especially on the last video. Really encouraging. It was nice to see. So thank you for taking your time to, comment on that and give me some words of inspiration to keep me going on this build. Please do the same on this video, like it, share it, all that other stuff. If you want to pick up some tools or supplies, head over to blackmagiccraft.ca. Check out my essential equipment page where I link to the stuff I use. When you buy stuff through those links, I get a small commission from Amazon, and that helps pay for the production of these videos. Also, if you want to get your hands on some of this foam that I use, I have a partner foam supplier that makes this available to hobbyists. And the link is in the description, so you can get this great green foam in the United States. Unfortunately, they can't ship it outside of the States. Yes, I know I'm in Canada and they ship it to me, but it's a whole thing. So for now, just the States. Also, if you really like what I'm doing and you want to help me keep making it, I would really appreciate if you could support the channel on Patreon. That support really goes a long way, and it's crucial to keeping this channel afloat, and I'd love to see you there. So until next time, just build things for no reason. Cheers.